Hey guys, it is February 18th, 2026. Um, I am considering getting back with my ex for multiple reasons. One, it takes two to toxic. We both were wrong. Two, when it comes to being independent, I am independent, but I can't get a job. I've tried very hard to get a job, both online, offline, in a restaurant. I live in my van, and no brick and mortar job is hiring, and nobody on the internet is hiring me either. So I can't live. I can't sustain myself. Nobody's hiring. The economy actually sucks. I'm like, for my own life, I have to get back with him because if we're not dating, and then I'm just like, the bummy ex that keeps asking for money, and neither of us need that. So if I want to keep asking him for money, might as well be throwing some arrows, um also, I am like kind of hard to be around, and I also don't have any friends, and I don't have any family. My own choice. I chose to cut off my family because my family's like a bunch of narcissists, and I chose to cut them off. So when it comes to like being able to restart and start over, I can't, because I don't have really any connections outside of Jen. Yeah. I have not that much going for me right now. I have an impressive resume. I did. I have signed up to go to college, and I got approved. So I will be working on my degree soon. I do wish I could have traveled and do something and moved on, and because like I love this man. I really do, but he doesn't really treat me the best. But like, compared to other people, and like the fact that I have like genuinely nobody likes me, like obviously like there is something wrong with me, because like nobody ever stays and nobody ever likes me and nobody ever you know wants to be associated with me. And like, it is my fault, and maybe, yes, he doesn't treat me the best, but maybe I deserve it. So he promised me that he would be making space and cutting off his family, because his family is a big factor on why we're having so many issues. They've been harassing me around town. So it's a small town up in Michigan, and it's a very small town, and his family genuinely takes up a large percentage of it because they have like 13 siblings, and then plus their spouses. And it's a small town, and his mom's been calling me slurs. His sister, now this all started, and I know this sounds bad, but genuinely, I don't have anybody else in my life to, like, give a shit, or to go to, or to help. So, like, it's either that or live in a van with no window and no job and just steal from stores to get food. And so, like, genuinely, I gotta pick the lesser evil. Sorry, guys. I promise I'm not a Nazi. They're the only ones that love me. But yeah, his sister, so this all started, I think, his whole family's racist. I want to start that off very clearly. One of his sisters told me that, Hitler was right about not the Jews, but the gays. The gays should have died. Told me that in a Chinese restaurant. And then she also, on top of that, was like, did you know the Great Wall of China was built to keep them in? So that's the level of intelligence that we're working with, okay? That's what we're working with here. This all started because, and yes, I genuinely do hate his family. Like, I don't have that much hate for a lot of people, but his entire family are disgusting, and the devil works with them. With them, for them, around them. And they're all Bible thumpers, being like, you're going to hell because you use lotion. Yeah, it's that family. It's that family. His sister lied to me, first, like, within the first 3 months, his little sister, she's like 15, right? And this is when all the problems started, like, shortly after this. His little sister comes up to me, we're going over there, we're visiting, and she pulls me off to the side, and she was like, yeah, when I turn 18, my mom already has my husband set up for me, so I'm going to be, and I just met him the other day, and I was like, girl, that's an arranged marriage. You're white and an American, and that's genuinely wrong. You're 15, and she's over here telling me like he's like older, but he's one of her dad's friends, and he's gonna take care of her for the rest of her life. And she's like, but I just don't know, because I kind of want to go, and I want to go to college, but mom doesn't want me to go to college because his mom genuinely does not like when people go to college unless they're like this special little Christian prep school that's not actually a college. It's just Bible priest, like for men it's a college. For men it builds preachers. For women it makes preachers' wives. All right, one of those places. So that's also where Nazi sister's going, by the way. But she tells me this, and I go to Jed and I'm like, hey, should we call CPS? Should we do something? And he's like, I'm gonna confront my mom about that because that's not right. Nothing has been said about it since. It just kind of got swept under the rug. And I, like, after a minute, I was like, okay, I'm kind of concerned about what is going on here. And I asked him, I was like, hey, and he's like, oh yeah, no, that was a lie. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, got it. Then I went to work, and while I was on a work trip, his sister and his brother came over to our apartment, and I even called him, and I saw that it was his sister and his brother, and his sister left her sock and a pair of her underwear, and they were disgusting, by the way, at the apartment. Oh, okay. And no, normally I am a girl's girl. Normally I am a woman, supporting woman, but this sister specifically, you're gonna see, just in this story, I promise, on the whole truth, nothing but the truth. I'll put it on the Bible. This, everything in here is true. Underwear just found underneath the bed, and he goes, no, these are Mary's. And he asks her, like, he calls her, and she's like, no, those aren't mine. And I'm like freaking the fuck out. For months I'm freaking out, and not months, but like for weeks I'm like freaking out. And I break up with him, like we're genuinely fighting over this. And then finally he's like, hold on, give me a second. So he calls Mary, and he was like, look at these and tell me. He says, like, Kita's already walked out on me, she's left, tell me if these are yours. And she goes, yeah, they are mine, sorry about that. Okay. Then things go on. We get into a fight. Oh my gosh. So we get into a fight, and we end up separating. We don't live together anymore. And I lose the apartment because I wasn't allowed to have a job. Not that I wasn't allowed to have a job, but he's very insecure and he doesn't like it when I work with men. So, yeah. Yeah. I also don't know if he is cheating on me or if he is cheating on me with somebody at his job, because I've asked, and I genuinely don't think that people would be so deplorable as to let me date a man like this for months, for years. We've been together for nearly 2 years now. I don't think, and I've like met his boss, I've met the people, you know, like I showed up to the Christmas party. Nobody's ever told me anything. And I genuinely don't think that people are that evil to let this go on for an entire year, that nobody would come up, like nobody, not one person would come up and be like, hey. So I think it's his family. And that the town is small, and I've done the statistics, the town is small enough to where it would be, you know, viable, to where his family has turned everybody in the town against me because I have tried to get a job. I literally applied for every business within a 50-mile radius of Holland, Michigan's town square. I have applied, I've handed out paper applications, and I am the most qualified. I should have a job. But I won't. I can't. I just don't have one for some reason, and I don't know why. I just don't know. I can't even get a job at McDonald's. That's how bad it is. So, what else? His sister, the ugly one, the one that's on fucking meth, told me that, also no hate to people who are on meth, just hate to that meth head. She went and she told me and that he cheated underneath her breath. Like, we went and look, he didn't hear it, he was right there, but I swear I heard it. I'm not crazy, I'm not delusional, I don't have a delusional diagnosis, I'm not schizophrenic, okay? I'm not hearing shit. I saw it out of her mouth go, he's cheating on you. And that was like 6 months ago, and she denies it every time. She's like, no, I never said that. No, I never said that. No, I never said that. And it's like, yes, you did. And I keep asking people, like, I keep going and I'm like, hey, is he cheating on me? Hey, would you be a girl's girl and would you tell me if he's cheating on me? Hey, would you tell me if he's cheating on me? And everybody's like, girl, no, he's not. He would never. He's not. And I am trying so hard to believe him and to love him, but like his family keeps doing it, and then they're like, they drive by the house because we were staying with his grandma to save up money, and you know, that's not the only reason, but that was the main reason. We were staying with his grandma, and people would drive by the house and they would shout out of their cars just like random shit, and I'm not going crazy. His family would come over and there was like 2 doors, right? And they would be, and I'm not crazy, I promise. I tried to get it on video, but it was so inconsistent and it didn't happen all the time. They would sit outside the bathroom window and then they would be whispering shit. I promise, I know this sounds crazy, but they would be whispering shit into the bedroom. And I would be like, really? And then I would come out looking all crazy, obviously being like, what's going on? And they wouldn't, like, they would be all sitting there being like, oh, hi, do you want to talk? And it's like, I hope he's not making a fool of me if he's cheating. I don't know. I hope he's not. I really don't. I love him. I did love him. I do love him. But like, even if he is cheating on me, I don't know. It's his family. Like, they're driving me up the wall, and I'm not crazy. Like, yes, I talk to myself. Yes, I communicate. All right, but like, I don't hear voices, okay? These are not disembodied voices that I hear. And like, at his grandma's, it's genuinely crazy, and I'm tired. And then I'd be like, hey, like, I like, and his grandma, every time I would go to eat and he wasn't there with me, every time she would be like, do you need to eat that? You're kind of chubby. Do you need to eat that? You're kind of fat. Do you need to eat that? Every single time. And I would tell him, and I would be like, hey, I need you to step up. And he's like, I'm not seeing it. I don't, and it's like, no, please. Please, hear me. They're doing something to me. And I don't know, like, I can't. So yeah. I don't know what to do. I'm too pretty to be putting up with that bullshit. And, yeah, I'm not fat. I'm chubby, and I got big tits and a fat ass. And a bunch of white people who are racist and don't use deodorant have been harassing me for the past year. So that's where I'm going. That's where I'm at right now. So yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Have you ever been gang stalked by a racist little evil ass Mennonite group?